Hello everyone and welcome to Clarence D. East Field for some homecoming football where the York Dukes look to take on the Hinsdale Central Red Devils. I am Christian McQuade. Alongside me tonight is Connor, Choi, and Luca DeSanto, and this is the pregame show for this matchup we have tonight. York is coming off a 42-21 win over the OPRF Huskies. Bruno Massel led the way with some outstanding numbers, and you know, we're going to talk about what happened last week. Connor, break down how this game went last week.
Plain and simple, the Dukes went to Oak Park and they were absolutely dominant. I mean, they had big plays early in the game that gave them a very early lead, multi-score lead. Those big plays early came from Simon Gadowski and Bruno Massel, who were both the offensive leaders. They established the running game early, which opened up for the big play in the passing game. The defense was also spectacular, coming up with a lot of big plays and forcing a lot of 3-outs. No punts for the Dukes offense in the first half. That was the biggest stat for me.
Yeah, Connor, York is coming in with so much momentum right now. I mean, this is back-to-back conference matchups we're talking about. They were able to handle OPRF so well on the road. And you can imagine, I mean, this was only 7 days ago, that they made that look like an easy game. And, I mean, we're definitely expecting a big game from a lot of players. One player I'm definitely looking out tonight for is Simon Gadowski.
All right, thank you guys for the update on last week. And with that, we are going to step aside for a quick break. Do not go anywhere. We got some more pregame show action coming up. You're watching York Sports Network. Let me see. Some weather tonight. We got 60% humidity, 17 mile per hour winds southwest, and 72 degrees tonight. And, you know, decent day. It's a little windy up here, Connor, if you can't tell. Our hair is kind of going everywhere, but we are going to talk about some guys tonight. So, Luca and Connor, tell everyone who you have tonight. Who's going to be the impact player? Who's going to stand out for York or OPRF tonight, or Hinsdale Central tonight?
Well, first off, I think on the Duke side of the ball, we need to go to the offensive line, and we need to look at the left tackle, Cam Sivrite. This is a junior that plugged in for Joseph Reif now that he's spending most of his time on the defensive line, and he's done an excellent job, you guys. He's been great so far, and this offensive line, just in general, really needs to step it up. This is the best defense that they've faced so far this year, so this will be a big test, especially when you're considering the fact that this is an offense that runs the ball majority of the time, and especially early. So they definitely need to step it up and look for Sivrite to create holes early on that left side for Henry Duda and Jimmy Connors. On the other side, we got to look at Riley Contreras. The Dukes obviously are favored 4-0 against the 500 Hinsdale Central team. That being said, if Hinsdale Central can execute early on the offensive side of the ball, we could be on an upset alert. The Dukes defense has been more vulnerable, especially in the first few drives. So if that trend continues, Hinsdale Central will need to capitalize and look no further than the junior quarterback Riley Contreras. He's easily one of the most experienced quarterbacks in the conference. He's been starting since he was a freshman, now a junior. He's athletic, he can extend plays with his legs and make throws on the run. So really look for him to lead the way, especially if Hinsdale Central is hoping to upset the York Dukes.
Yeah, one player, Connor, I'm looking at for York especially is Eddie Sika. Eddie's been so good on these one-on-ones on defense. He's been such a crucial part. And, I mean, he's just able to guard all those one-on-ones so perfectly. And, I mean, week 3, you might remember he got in a bit of trouble. A lot of 4 separate penalties, solo penalties for him. But it was a much cleaner game from him last week at OPRF. So if he is able to rekindle what he had last week, I mean, we could be seeing some real highlights from him.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to move to our last section of the pregame show, score predictions. We're going to look at your guys' score predictions for York versus Hinsdale Central. Connor, let's hear yours first.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Dukes are going to be big favorites in the game. That being said, I think Hinsdale Central is going to give them a run for their money, especially in the first half. So I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I've got a final score of 28-17 with the Dukes coming on top for homecoming.
Yeah, Connor, I like that idea. I'm going to argue even closer here. I'm going to say 24-17 here. Hinsdale Central is definitely, you know, on a bit of a revenge arc, if you will, here. I mean, so we could definitely see something from them. And I would argue an even closer game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 20-7, guys. I think that the win tonight's picked up a lot in this game. Could be a lot closer than what most people think. I think they're going to see a lot of running, a lot of time go off the clock, maybe a shorter game. Not much throwing. I think York wins here by 13. Going to be tight to the end, but should have ourselves a good one. And that is going to wrap up our pregame show. Thank you to all who tuned in. I'm Christian McQuade, alongside me, Connor Choi and Luca DeSanto. We got the national anthem coming up here and some live football action from York Sports Network. Do not go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
And now please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem, conducted by Michael Pavlik.
Duke fans, are you ready for some football? Well, here they come. They're mean. They're green. They're your Dukes!
Hello everyone and welcome back from the short break. I'm Christian McQuade. Alongside me here is Connor Choi. We got ourselves a West Suburban Conference matchup, Connor. Homecoming night here at Clarence D's Field, a sold out place. Only thing not on our side tonight is the wind currently. Connor, tell us a little bit about both sides here. What do we have?
Yeah, we're looking at a big conference matchup coming up here, Christian. And I mean, we got two teams that have a long history. Last 3 years, Dukes have won the series. They've won 2 out of the last 3. And in 2021, York did fall to Hinsdale Central. So these are two teams with a lot of history in the West Suburban Silver together. However, tonight, expect York to be a heavy favorite. That being said, I think things like the wind will play a factor, especially in the passing game, and we're going to see how that affects the Hinsdale Central offense, especially because their offense runs to their junior quarterback, Riley Contreras.
Yeah, Connor, Riley Contreras, he's been, as you mentioned in the pregame show, starting since his freshman year. He's now a junior. He's got 3 years under his belt now. This is his 3rd year. And, you know, not only is he a great passer, he can actually use his legs quite well, too. So don't be surprised if you see him get out of the pocket, extend plays, possibly take off and scramble for some yards. But with that, you know, we got kickoff here. A lot of hype in the student section. So we know it's homecoming. Jack O'Connor here to kick things off. As this is going to be a little short kick up the right side, caught at the 30. Now moving up the left sideline, and he is going to be brought down at the 36.
Yeah, and Christian, one thing you mentioned is Riley Contreras. He's going to be able to extend plays and, you know, move along the pocket and even rush for some positive yards using his legs. That being said, this is a Dukes defense that really has not seen a very mobile quarterback. He kind of got it last week when you faced off, went to OPRF and saw Johnny Nelson. That being said, I think Contreras is easily the best dual threat quarterback the Dukes will be, one of the best the Dukes will be playing so far this year.
Contreras here to take this. To his right is Bugagame. Takes the snap. It's a handoff to Connors. Connors is going to be brought down behind the sticks, and that's a great way to start this game.
Yeah, nice job of that defensive line, and that's going to really give problems to this Hinsdale Central offensive line, especially early in the game. They're going to have a hard time adjusting, making holes for the running back, and that's also going to lead to things like not a lot of time in the pocket for Riley Contreras. So this offensive line is going to have a lot of work to do if they want to stay competitive throughout this football game.
Contreras in the gun, Connors to his left. Here's the snap. It's another handoff. Up the middle, up the left, and back up the middle for about 5 yards on the gain.
On the run for the
That's a really strong run. That time, you see the left side opens up for Connors. He's able to pick up 5 yards before being brought down by Evan Gahn and Joe Reef. 2 people to keep an eye out for on the defensive side. Those 2 have been the big disruptors. Joe Reef with a monster sack last week, and Evan Gahn always going to be all over the place, making tackles left and right. Big third down coming up for this Duke's defensive front as they hope to force a 3-and-out, something they did a lot of last week.
Absolutely, Connor. This would be a great way to get off the field early, as Contreras will take the snap, looking up the middle, now using his legs, extending the play, and he's going to be brought down right away by the Duke's front. That's going to be Evan Gahn there, Connor.
Evan Gahn once again disrupting early, and you know you got a little bit of a glimpse of what Contreras could do with his legs. He rolls out of the pocket, buying himself time. Great job by the Duke secondary. No separation for any of the receivers, and then Evan Gahn comes flying out, and he's able to sack Contreras, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Central will kick this one back, and this is a super high punt. Tons of spin on it. It is going to drop down at the 21-yard line as Massel and company are now coming up out to the field.
I think it's a very good punt considering the type of conditions we're in. Like you mentioned, 17-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight into our face. That will affect things like the passing game as well as punting and kicking. So we'll see how this impacts both teams going down the stretch.
Absolutely, a lot of handoffs, I'm assuming here, Connor. Also, a lot of quarterback keepers. You know, we know Massel is great, not only passing but with his legs.
I mean, absolutely. You're looking at a rush-first team here.
Duda goes up the right sideline. He is going to get 2 on the play. This is going to bring up 2nd and 8.
I mean, if you're this Hinsdale Central defense, it's how do you manage the running game? How are you going to be able to stop them? You've got a lot to worry about. You got Henry Duda, your all-state track runner. Alongside him is the quarterback, Bruno Massel, also just so fast. And then you also have Jimmy Connors, just impossible to bring down. So it's how will they manage, especially early.
Another handoff to Duda up the middle, and he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Henry Duda on the run for the
so now 3rd and 6 on the 25. Clock at 9 minutes now.
Loss of 2 yards on the last play. That brings up 3rd and long now, so we're going to see probably the first glimpse of a pass here.
3rd down for the Dukes.
Definitely looking out for Simon Kodaski. He had a big game. Also watch Quinlan Hughes, the middle of your screen, lined up to the right of Kodaski. They're probably going to set him in motion.
Massel takes the snap. He's going to fire a screen pass, and it's dropped by Duda. And this should bring out Brennan Kennedy and the special teams to punt this one back to the Red Devils.
Drop pass, you know, they go for the little running back, just the dump off to Henry Duda. Not like it would have mattered anyways. There were Hinsdale Central defenders right there waiting for Duda if he were to catch that pass. Doesn't even get the reception, however, so it's an incompletion. And now, to start off this game, there's 2 3-and-outs for both teams.
Yeah, Connor, this is giving Glenbard West versus York vibes last year when Glenbard West came in. You know, not the best record. York was hot, favored heavy. Similar weather, lots of runs, and Dukes ended up, you know, getting blown out. So don't be surprised if this win takes away the Dukes passing game. It's going to force them to run, although they've been great at the run all season, Connor. Don't get me wrong, but it certainly takes away a big asset in Bruno Massel's arm, as this one will be knocked down at the 40-yard line.
Long punt by number 8, Brennan Kennedy. Ball is down by number 3, Aiden Ling.
Not the furthest part in terms of hang time, but again, that's the wind kind of knocking it down. That being said, Kennedy was able to get a good roll on it, so they will be at the 40-yard line to start this drive. So good field position for the Red Devils. We'll see how they can take advantage of it, because like we mentioned earlier, Christian, scoring early on this defense is absolutely crucial.
Contreras takes the snap. It's a handoff to Connors up the left sideline. He's going to be brought down by the Dukes front once again.
Contreras on the run for the Red Devils.
They keep bouncing out counters to the left, Christian, but he's got no sort of help whatsoever. So it's kind of, once he meets that Duke's defensive line, you see Owen Roberts and Evan Gahn in there on the last play. They're right there waiting for him, and he's just got no sort of extra help from his line. So they're going to have to figure out a way to get around. They're going to have to figure out a way to get around the defensive line and provide extra blocks at least a couple yards up the field if they want any sort of rushing game.
Contreras now making an audible call. Now looking to make another audible call here, Connor. And 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Here is the snap. It's a little screen pass out to the right side as he's brought down right away by Sam Deverman. He read that like a book, Connor.
Deverman's right there. You know, it's a really simple play design. The offense knows exactly where the ball is going. Contreras gets the snap and just spins out to his right and then just fires it to the near side. Deverman, like you said, Christian, read it like a book. He's right there, lights him up for a completion, but a gain of no yards.
Sam Deverman, Connor, the junior, he's been fantastic for this Dukes defense. Certainly one of those guys that, you know, maybe didn't know, one of the sleeper guys in the defense, maybe haven't heard of coming into the season, but boy, has he shown out early. Contreras is going to take the snap. Looking to the left side of the field. Fires a check down, he's got a man, and that is going to be brought up short of the first down. Jimmy Connors, the linebacker, brings him down, and that's going to bring up a fourth and manageable, but most likely a punt here, Connor.
Yeah, it's a really good defensive formation call by Coach Justin Mino there. You know, they were willing to give up about 5 yards, and you saw Contreras, he went to the check down, and his receiver had the angle, but Jimmy Connors was right there to bring him down. And now it's going to be another punt for the Red Devils.
As the punt is going to be awful short, out of bounds. I believe the wind just took that one, and then it's going to go out around the 35-yard line, I believe.
He caught the snap, he caught the ball, not the best snap. The ball was almost sideways when he caught it, so he totally just boots it to the left. And now the Dukes also have great field position. The ball will be spotted at their own 40, so same field position as Hinsdale Central in the last drive. Obviously, they're hoping for a little bit of a different outcome.
Massel and company now back on the field. Duda to his left. He's going to take the snap. It's a handoff up the middle to Duda, who is going to chug his way for 2 yards on the carry.
He was tackled by number 6, Noah McCurry.
This offensive success is going to rely pretty heavily on how Henry Duda does in this first going.
And Duda plows his way up the middle for the first down.
Henry Duda.
There's Duda's explosiveness we talked about earlier, Connor, really showcasing it on that run.
Yeah, I mean, just like we mentioned, he's got to have to get going early, and you knew you can't contain him forever. Eventually, you're going to give up some big runs, and right there was one of them, one of the longer runs. He's able to pick up the first down after an 8-yard rush.
Massel looking to the sideline for an audible. He's got his play. Here's the snap. It's a keeper up the middle. Massel now cutting his way up the left sideline, making a move, flops over Jack Birnbaum or Quinlan Hughes. He's going to go down at the 35, and there's his legs, Connor. Bruno Massel, so explosive.
Yeah, I mean, right there, this is what we mentioned about stopping the run game. You know, they give the ball to Duda a couple of times. Now they're so fixated on him. When Massel keeps it himself, there's a big hole up in the middle because they're looking at Duda, and now Massel's able to cut over the middle for a big rushing play.
And Massel is now going to hand this one off as Duda now back up the middle, plows his way back up for about 8 yards on the carry.
Cuts through traffic. Tackled by number 29.
Three straight really strong runs here in the early goings of this drive, and this is without Jack Ward. He's on the sidelines without a jersey.
As Duda had a big hole, but he was brought down by Noah McCurry, number 6, right away. And are they going to move the chains? Yes, they are. That will give the Dukes the first down as they look to go no huddle. And another handoff to Duda, and this time he is going to be brought down way behind the line of scrimmage.
Henry Duda is met in the backfield by number
Zachary Cruz was right there, breaks through immediately. He's able to
wrap Duda up and bring him down for a loss. Jackson Rennick, Jack War's replacement on the offensive line. He's been a backup for the majority of the season. Now he gets real chances of playing time, and these guys rave about him, Christian. Say he's one of the smartest guys on the field. He can play multiple positions on the line. So you're hoping for him to fill in really nicely as War will continue to be examined.
Massel hands it off once again. This time Jimmy Connors, who is going to go down about at the sticks, maybe a few yards short. He had a little hole there, Connor, just seemed to not find that hole. He's taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like he almost wanted to try to cut left a little bit, but then that got plugged up too quickly, and then the sideline was right there, so he tried to use his just brute strength to get through, but it wasn't enough, and that will bring up 3rd and 11 now for the Dukes.
Yeah, Connor, I'm still wondering if we're going to see a pass here, just the simple maybe read option, as that we know that's been working all year, but interesting decision coming up, as we are going to see the read option, and Massel up the middle exploding, and he's going to get the first down.
That's another great run. That's Massel's explosiveness. Once he kicks it in that second gear and and he gets the little seam, he's able to completely expose defenses.
They go no huddle, a handoff up the middle, and he's going to be brought down right away.
Number 34, Jimmy Connors.
Jimmy Connors is lucky to get back to the sticks there.
Gain of a yard, it's 2nd down.
Looks like Joe Reef is looking to check in here, Connor, on the O-line.
Yeah, they just brought Hunter Stepanek in for Quinlan Hughes. So they're kind of just stacking the box. They've got John Rosetnik also ready to come out, as well as PJ Sturchelli. So they're looking to get big here if they get close to the goal line this next play.
Yeah, honestly, great play calling from Coach Gelso's. You know, we're gonna, like we said many times, there's gonna be a lot of running with the way this wind is blowing. So I like the adjustments, Connor. There is now 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Massel takes the snap. He hands it off to Connors, who's going to bust his way up the middle and come up short of the end zone. Tackled at the 1 yard line.
He was tackled by number 29.
Now Birnbaum comes out. Here comes John Rosetnik. Joe Reef also coming out. Coming for Dino Machorno's Hayden Alexander also comes out. So this is the biggest the Dukes are probably going to get all season long. They've got Jimmy Connors at running back, Simon Karaski, the 1 receiver.
And it looks like Jack War's throwing his jersey and pads on the sideline. That's something good to see, Connor.
Definitely a good sign. That being said, the Dukes just so deep at offensive line. Timeout is going to be called by York. Just one thing to note so far, I think they're going to load the box and they're going to run, but I would not be surprised for a pass as well, because obviously Hinsdale Central is going to notice them loading up the box, and you're really wondering, what does Coach Murphy have in store? This is someone that's extremely comfortable with Henry Duda. He's worked with him, especially worked with him a lot last year on the sophomore team. Then he gets promoted, now the varsity offensive coordinator. He's also comfortable with Jimmy Connors, who was also under his offense when he was a sophomore. And he's also been an offensive analyst for 6 years as well before getting promoted. So this is a guy very comfortable with the way York runs their offense, and he knows both running backs very well. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him go pass here either. Just so many options.
Absolutely, Connor, as Massel takes the snap. It's a handoff to Connors. He's going to blast his way into the end zone, and York will get the first points of the game. 6-0 automatic. Jimmy Connors is going to get the Dukes their first of the game.
Well, he goes
and a great start.
He goes right back to what works for the offense, just a small run, especially in these first, second, third, and goal situations, short yardage. You see them often just go to Jimmy Connors for these 3-yard rushes. They don't ask him for a lot, but he's so hard to bring down. Even when Hinsdale Central is expecting the run, they still can't stop it. And yet another just strong rush at the goal line for the Dukes.
As Kennedy will send the extra point right through the uprights. It's going to be 7-0. The York Dukes are off to a fast start. 1 minute and 41 seconds remain in the first quarter. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network. Jack O'Connor set to kick this one off, and he will. It's another short kick to the right sideline. It's going to be brought out by the Red Devils. And he will go down at the 32 as Riley Contreras and company will come out into the field looking to put some points on the board after 2 empty possessions. Connor, what do they need to do here to get some points on the board?
I mean, just start small. Like to get a first down. The running game hasn't worked so far. I'd like to see what they could do with Contreras in the passing game outside of a few screen attempts. He really hasn't had much time, but so far it's come down to the offensive line, and they have not been able to keep the pocket protected for very long, so they're gonna have to do that. That being said, very tall task. You got some big defensive linemen stacking up right now. Joe Reef, Owen Roberts, and Tyler Hayes.
Connor's up the middle. He's gonna be brought down right away.
Number 2,
Ostendorf there to finish him off after he was starting to go down, so all over them were the Dukes on that one.
It's only
Finucane for the Red Devils.
3 defensive linemen up there, but it's the linebackers that make that are the big disruptors in terms of breaking through the line. They get through quickly, and especially on those runs, you're only able to pick up 1 or 2 yards every time, and that's just not sustainable if you want to get some semblance of an offense going. So they're going to have to switch things up, and they're going to have to do it fast.
Absolutely. Connor is Contreras looking to throw, looking down the left sideline. He's going to lace one out, and it's picked off by the Dukes, and that's going to be an interception. Great job by the defensive end of York. That's going to be number 19, Riggs Cole, the junior, makes a big play, and Dukes will get the ball back after a 2-possession drive from the Red Devils.
Well, they finally let Contreras go. Let him throw it deep. This time, the only problem is he throws it in the double coverage. You have Riggs Cole and Eddie Sika right there. He was kind of trying to force the ball to his receiver. Riggs Cole played it perfectly, leaps up, times it, and comes down with the interception. And that's huge for the Dukes.
Absolutely, Connor. Great coverage from Sika, as Luca mentioned earlier, him to be a big role player as he steps up there. And then Riggs Cole just reads it like a book, comes out of nowhere, snatches it. And now the Dukes are up 7 with the ball, looking to go 90 yards here, Connor.
Eddie Sika picks up an unsportsmanlike after the game, something Luca also mentioned. You just got to be careful for. Yes, you have a lead. Yes, that was a big play, but you don't want to be giving this team free yards, because eventually they will capitalize off of that.
Massel takes the snap. It's a handoff up to Duda as he's going to be run down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2. And yes, Connor, you mentioned Eddie Sika having some trouble with penalties in the pregame show. Luca mentioned he had 4 in the second game, or excuse me, the second game of the year against Downers Grove South. That was a big issue for him. And, you know, he made a great play on defense. It doesn't mean you go get excited and make an unsportsmanlike play. Just got to watch out. Massel sends Birnbaum in motion. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off as Duda is going to get 3 or 4 on the carry, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Decent job so far by this defensive line, not giving a lot. There hasn't been, that big rush. Granted, we're only 2 plays in, but the first quarter is going to come to an end. But you'd hope that Hinsdale Central uses this timeout to dial up their best defensive formation and force a 3 and out, because you want to get the ball back. Dukes are deep in their own territory. If you're able to force a punt, especially with these conditions, you'll get some great field position.
Absolutely, Connor. Well said. And with that, we are going to step aside for the end of the first quarter. I'm Chris McQuade alongside me, Connor Choi. Your York Dukes lead 7-0 at the end of the first. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
The York High School Alumni Association extends a warm welcome to all alumni and students here tonight. Once a Duke, always a Duke. Be sure to stop by the alumni tent before the third quarter to say hello, learn about free membership, and check out all the York alumni merchandise, including our brand new hoodies and green and white pom-poms, available tonight to cheer on our Dukes.
Now a 3rd and long here, Connor, as Bruno Massel looking to make a big play here and extend the chains, extending this drive as he is going to send a man in motion. Takes the snap, looking for the check down. He fakes it. Now looking deep, just using his legs, extending the play. Firing deep down the sideline. He's got a man, and it's caught. What a play by Messel. He finds Birnbaum.
Oh my goodness, that was such an incredible play. Messel thought he had the hole, was going to go up the middle, then cut to the right. It got plugged up well by Hinsdale Central, and then he just dropped back, scanned downfield, found Birnbaum, and Birnbaum able to catch it right on the sideline, stay in bounds, get his feet in, and the Dukes pick up a first down and a lot more.
Messel hands it off to Duda, up the right sideline, still going on his feet, and there's some laundry on the field. He got the first. This one may be coming back with a holding call here, Connor.
Yes, I would be expecting a holding call there, but Duda was able to break away to the secondary. Peter Bemi was able to get him. There's an injured Hinsdale Central player on the field. It's going to be number 80, Thomas Reardon.
And with that, we're going to step aside for a quick injury timeout. You're watching York Sports Network.
Play and a block in the back, so it is a first and long for the Dukes.
Messel now under the center with Duda behind him. He is going to hand this one up. Here goes Duda up the left sideline. And I believe we're going to get another holding as Duda is still going. Gets a decent game, but as I mentioned, there's a flag on the play. It's going to be holding against the York Dukes. This will bring them back 15 more yards, Connor.
Back-to-back strong rushing plays by the Dukes offense, but they get negated by penalties. So now that'll bring up first and forever, and they're going to have to work their way back to the first down marker.
Yeah, Connor, it seems as if that play that Messel made earlier using his legs, making that great throw, it's all came back, and they're back at where they started this drive.
Yeah, I mean, they're slowly but surely inching their way backwards. And we got first and 26 now. Something you don't see too often, but now we're looking for the Dukes to get something going. Just chip away a couple yards at a time.
Messel hands it off to Duda, and he's read right away as McCurry came out of nowhere and absolutely crushed Duda. I mean, he hit him hard, Connor.
Yeah, great job by McCurry. Makes the great read. You know, they go read option. Messel goes to the left. Duda's going to go up right. They read that Duda has the ball, and they're able to meet him right at the line of scrimmage. So that first down play goes absolutely nowhere. They actually lose a yard, so now it's 2nd and 27.
And here's the snap. It's a keeper up the middle as Messel is read right away again, and that's going to be another loss of yards. This will bring up a 3rd and forever still, and you have to wonder, Connor, if they're just going to run it and punt it away or go for a throw and try to get something out of this.
Yeah, we'll see what they end up doing. I think they have the lead. I think Coach Gelso and Coach Murphy might go a little more conservative here, just run the ball, get some yards, give Brennan Kennedy an easier time to punt it away on 4th down. That being said, he's got trips to the left of Messel. Kadowski at the bottom of your screen on a one-on-one, so we'll see what happens here.
Messel takes the snap. He's going to throw. It's a little check down up the middle as Hughes was able to get about 10 to 12 yards on the reception, and the punt team will trot onto the field.
So same concept, rather than running it, they sent Hughes in a curl route, and he just curls back in, secures the reception, picks up 11 yards, and now that makes it a much easier time for Brennan Kennedy, who's now just standing at the 25-yard line. Should pin Hinsdale Central a little bit further than if they were to just try and go for it all.
Snap, and the punt is Kennedy's going to get this one up to the right sideline. This one's got some power. It's going to roll and be caught at the 25 as Central is going to get all the way down to the 40.
That was number 7, James Skakna.
Number 7, Skakna got a nice return there and ran over a Duke special team player.
James Skakna, good job. He reads that he's all alone. He just scoops it up off the bounce and gets a couple of extra yards.
Speaking of lines, you can get
it wasn't a bad punt from Kennedy in terms of where it bounced and rolled to and was picked up from. That being said, Skakna able to run it up to the 40-yard line. And once again, it seems like every drive, both teams are starting at the 40.
Contreras takes the snap. It's a handoff to Connors up the middle as he absolutely runs over a Duke's defender.
Kane on the run for Hinsdale Central.
That was actually number 4, Kane, on the run. A little bit bigger than Connors, is the other back in this Devils offense.
Kane, that's their power back. You see it on full display there. He runs over Michael Grazzini, just absolutely powers through, picks up 6 yards.
Contreras, this time he's going to throw, and he's got a guy wide open down the middle. He's going to make a big gain, and that is going to be number 7, Skakna, who actually ran on the pass play, but now makes the reception.
Great job by Contreras, and that's the high-level quarterback that a lot of people are expecting him to blossom into. He makes the read, throws it in the tight window between multiple Duke's defenders, hits Skakna for a first down and a couple of extra yards. Now they're in Duke's territory for the first time today, looking to take full advantage.
Contreras, he's going to hand this one off to Kane. He is swallowed up right away, and no gain there. Maybe 2 or 3, if anything.
Evan Gahn and number 86, Owen Roberts.
Evan Gahn, Owen Roberts, another duo. The outside Angelo Martiri in there. Those 3 will, once again, be really determining how much of a run game Hinsdale Central is able to establish, because they keep trying to run opposite of Joseph Reef. So a lot of them cutting left. But Roberts and Evan Gahn just there to stop it 90% of the time, and it's really caused Hinsdale Central a headache so far, trying to make offensive adjustments.
Contreras takes the snap, looks to his right, surveying the defense, now rolls out, using his legs, extending the play, fires, and it's going to be dropped. Great defense there by the Dukes.
Incomplete pass.
Eddie Sika got his hand and slapped that one out of the receiver's hands.
See, Contreras rolls out to the right side, and he's trying to extend the play with his legs. He does that, now making the throw. He's slightly rushed at the end due to pressure, and he's got no protection, so it's just a little too far. He breaks him off the sideline, and receivers trying to stay in bounds, can't haul it in. So that's going to lead to a drop, and now this drive is kind of stalled out, and the Dukes are hoping this will be a huge stop for them.
Yes.
I would call this 4-down territory.
I agree, Connor. I mean, no chance at the field goal. Riley Contreras takes the snap, rolls out to his right, looking for a man, now cuts his way, launches one deep down the field, and that's going to be way short. Coach of Hinsdale Central looking for the flag, but I believe that ball was too short to give the PI call there, Connor.
Yeah, Contreras kind of just off balance, you know, leaning back, crossbody throw. They will be underthrown 9 out of every 10 times, and that is example 1 right there.
It's
completely underthrown. I understand there was a lot of contact. Probably would have been a pass interference, but Contreras didn't have the arm to get it there.
Yeah, Connor, I do think on a normal day that throw absolutely gets there, but I mean, if you take a look at the American flag in front of us here, I mean, that flag is coming right at us. Tons and tons of wind.
He's throwing it to the right corner.
I'm not sure an NFL quarterback can even make that throw on this wing, Connor. Contreras takes the snap, fires to the right sideline. He's got a guy open, but he's absolutely lit up. And are they going to give him the first, or did Richardson stop him short enough?
I think Drew Richardson is able to stop him short.
I believe they're going to give him the first. They gave him a good spot. They gave him a good spot.
Coach Gelso was livid, and I don't blame him. It didn't look like he was anywhere close. He caught that behind, so yes, his legs were at the first down, but the ball was not there. Christian, I don't agree with that spot one bit.
I don't either, Connor. That was an interesting spot. I agree. I don't think the ball got there. I do believe his legs did, but I mean, there's just no shot.
Hinsdale Central got very lucky those last 2 plays. They went for the deep shot on 3rd down, which I didn't agree with.
As Kane now taking this one up the middle, and the Duke's front is up there once again to stop him right away.
Tackled by number 32, Evan Gone.
I mean, the last sequence, the last couple plays, 3rd and 7. Not much there. It's an incompletion. I would have much rather seen a little slant curl or a check down to a receiver, a tight end, just pick up some yards, so you have a much more favorable down and distance on 4th down, because like we said, it's going to be four down territory. Didn't go for it. They went for it all there. Then they got bailed out by the lucky spot.
Contreras hands it off, and Kane is brought down once again right away.
Number 4, Finucane on the run for the Red Devils.
Finucane had a really nice couple of first rushes when he first came out. Ever since, he's just been locked up so far. They're just doing an excellent job limiting his impact.
Big play coming up here, Connor. 4 down territory, as we mentioned, but in this Hinsdale Central Red Devils keep the chains moving. Contreras takes the snap. It's a keeper up the right sideline. He's going to be brought down short of the 1st down. Great job by the Duke's defense reading that one.
We'll see where they spot him. I think this would bring up a 4th and 2. So this is decision time for Hinsdale Central. If they do, no, 4th and 5. I thought it looked like he got more yards than that, but they were able to stop him.
It's 4th down, Duke fans.
They gave him a yard, 4th and 4.
Wow.
Offense is staying out. So this is decision time, and this is the biggest down that this defense will be asked to play on.
Yeah, Connor, I don't believe this is just decision time. This is ball don't lie time after that bad spot to get the 1st down. We'll see if the Duke's defense can prove themselves right and prove that they did stop them, that they are better and they deserve the ball back to their offense, Connor.
Owen Shale out there for Sam Deverman.
Looks like we got a timeout here. We're going to step aside for a short timeout. Do not go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
Friday night families to thank our following sponsors: DeLeo's Pizza and Catering, Luca Creations, Elmhurst Airborne, Elmhurst Eagles, Mercury Custom Homes, Rose Pallet, the Apollo Building, J. Proctor Group, the Auto Gallery of Chicago, Bottle Kid, Community Bank of Elmhurst, Dean G. Capos and Associates, Distinct Outdoor Living, Dolores and James Buchanan, and the Elmhurst Bears.
It's 4th
So
down,
4th and 4 in
Duke
decision
fans.
time
Let's
for the
get
Red Devils.
loud.
They're gonna go for it.
I feel like you got it. No one's making a field goal in this win, Connor.
So Deverman back out there for Chale. So I think Coach Gelso is preparing for a pass.
Contreras with Kane to his right. He takes the snap. And he's brought the blitz, but Jimmy Connors misses the tackle, extending the play, fires, and it's going to be broken up. Eddie Sika, and they got a flag. It's going to be
Incomplete pass.
pass interference, I assume.
There's a flag on the field.
I didn't see much there, Connor. That looked like it was tremendous defense.
It looked like he just swatted the ball away. They are going to get him for pass interference.
Hey, Connor, we got instant replay. What are your thoughts on this call?
He just throws it up. Maybe it was the push at the end, but I don't think he would have caught it. There's got to be some contact there. They're both running for the ball.
Potentially unnecessary roughness, maybe on the throwdown?
They call it pass interference. That was the call.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe he was on the other side of the field.
Deverman out, Choi in, so you're expecting run here.
Contreras is going to hold on to it as he is going to go up the middle and be brought up short of the end zone.
Going back to that last play, you got twins left, one-on-one ball to the right. You bring Kane out for blocking. Contreras is right there. He just steps up in the pocket, throws it up.
It was a great throw.
It was right in the hands. I think maybe it's when Sika grabs the right shoulder and throws him down. Maybe that's what triggers the flag. Without that sent them half to this 15 yards.
And Connor, that's Eddie Sika's another penalty for him. That's now his second this game. It's starting to become a real issue for the Duke secondary. As Contreras is going to take the snap, hangs on to it, fires a dart, and it was caught. And there's going to be a flag thrown after the catch. Number 19 of the Red Devils on the catch. That's going to be Kellen McClarney. And that's going to get some points on the board for Hinsdale Central as of right now. We'll see what the call is.
With how quiet the Central sideline is. Nope, that will call it a touchdown.
As well as pass interference.
So they call pass interference on the Duke, so it is a touchdown.
On the board.
What a dart from Contreras, Connor.
That's another great throw. That's the second throw he's had, not that far, like one of those medium throws, but he threads the needle through a tight window, able to hit the receiver right where he's going to catch it every time. That time it's a touchdown, and now we got a tie game.
And yeah, Connor, we talked about if Riley Contreras can get some time to throw, if he can get out of the pocket, extending plays, how dangerous he is, and you just see it right there. I mean, he on that 4th and long, he drew that pass interference and then ends up throwing an absolute dart for a touchdown. I mean, he is dangerous when he's hot, Connor.
I mean, couldn't agree more. I mean, he's probably, just based off of pure athleticism, probably one of the most athletic kids out there. Multi-sport athlete. He's got good height. He's just a strong kid. So he's everything you're looking for in a quarterback, attributes-wise. And it's just all about putting it together and giving him enough time to make these types of throws. I think if you're Hinsdale Central, that formation, especially when you got in the red zone, that looked really good. So I would still stack that. You got twins to the left, one-on-one ball to the right. You bring the tight end for blocking. You can either run it to Kane or have him go out and block. I think that gives Contreras extra time in the pocket on the passing plays, and you also have extra blockers on the rushing plays. No reason to change that up, especially after that drive resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, Connor, now the question is, can York respond after a very long, methodical drive from the Red Devils that, you know, you could say they got a few breaks there, but they ended up taking advantage of it, and that's what wins football games. Can you take advantage of the situations you were given?
For the Red Devils, number 16,
that pass interference, that penalty is going to, you know, probably pin the Dukes deeper, in worse field position. We'll see what Hinsdale Central does kicking off from the 45.
That one is just going to be sent completely into the fans, and here comes Massel and company, and you got to think, do the Dukes have an answer? As Coach Gelso is talking something through with the refs, he wants a re-kick, or
the Stark family would like to remind you that
there's an issue on the field. I do not believe what they're going over right now. He's pretty upset and conversating with the refs.
Buy any gear.
Letting them hear it, Connor.
Not sure what it could be about.
Was there a reason that they were kicking off from the 45? Was that was because of the penalty, right?
That was because of the penalty.
So I honestly don't know what they could be discussing.
I wonder if it was more the pass interference call called on Eddie Sika on 4th down. I wonder if he still had some questions about that. I was just waiting for the right time to ask. Really don't think it could be about the kickoff.
Massel takes the snap. It's a handoff. Here goes Duda, as he is going to get a nice gain on the run.
Duda on the run for the Dukes.
A nice pickup on first down.
29, Owen Sunderson.
Sunderson just right there.
Second down.
7-yard rush on first down. That's exactly what you're looking for. You're just looking for big chunks of yardage each time, and eventually that racks up, and next thing you know, you're in the end zone. Hinsdale Central's going to have to find a way to kind of challenge the Dukes a little bit. Massel really hasn't been challenged. The run game has always been there for him.
Massel takes the snap. It's a handoff to Duda. He's going to be eaten up right away, and loss of yards there, and that's going to bring a 3rd and
Stopped by number 6.
short, so 3rd and 3, and big down here, Connor. They need to convert if they want to keep this drive going and get some momentum back after that long drive that the Red Devils just put together.
Yeah, I think this is a bigger test for the Hinsdale Central defense, in my opinion. I think they need to go challenge Bruno Massel and say, I dare you to throw the ball, because Massel really hasn't thrown the ball under any kind of pressure in a game so far this year. He's always had the running game to fall back on, but it would be interesting to see how he responds when he knows throwing is really the only option there.
Absolutely, Connor, as Hinsdale Central is going to call a timeout. They want to talk things over. Do not go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network. We'll be back after the quick break.
The York High School Alumni Association extends a warm welcome to all alumni and students here tonight. Once a Duke, always a Duke. Be sure to stop by the alumni tent before the 3rd quarter to say hello, learn about free membership, and check out all the York alumni merchandise, including our brand new hoodies, green and white pom-poms, available tonight to cheer on the Dukes.
So 3rd down and decision time on the 27, and the Dukes are looking to keep this drive alive, Connor. Massel's going to take the snap. It's a handoff up the right sideline. Duda's got plenty of room to run. Now exploding up the right sideline, keeping his feet in bounds and makes a big run. There's that Henry Duda explosion we've been seeing all season.
Great job by Duda. Flips the field in just one play, and that's exactly what I was just talking about. They have to be able to limit that, and they have not done that so far. And as of right now, this rushing game just running all over this Hinsdale Central defense, and they got to figure it out soon. Just great blocking, and Duda gets the right sideline, and he's got nowhere to go but forward.
Massel hands it off to Duda once again, going up the right sideline, who's going to get a decent gain there, about 3 on the carry. And now with 2 minutes remaining, the Dukes are going to have to put something together here, Connor. They're going to have to make a big play. They can't just keep getting small ones if they want to get in the end zone here.
Well, I really think he would have been stopped at the line of scrimmage if you didn't have Birnbaum and Siv right there, just pushing a little bit, getting a couple extra yards for him there.
As Massel is going to take the snap. It's going to be a keeper. He's going to work his way up the right sideline, still on his feet. Absolutely plows over a Red Devils defender, and that's going to move the chains.
They fake it to Duda, but that's a design run for Bruno Massel all along, and he goes to the right, and he's able to get a decent chunk of yardage, and he's just so fast. If you look away for just a split second,
40-yard line.
You're giving up 10, 12 yards already, and it's just so dangerous. You always have to keep your eye on him. He's run all over them in the first half of this game.
Massel now, Duda behind him. And it's going to be another run, and this time he is going to be brought down way behind the sticks as Noah McCurry makes another tackle for loss. He has been all over the Dukes defense at times during this game, Connor.
He's been a bright spot so far, especially in stopping the run. A lot of those rushing plays that go for a loss are because of him, and he's the disruptor early.
So 2nd and 12, a minute remaining here in the first half, and a big play as Massel fires a screen pass to Kadowski, who's got some room to work, and he is going to get the first down. That's going to move the chains.
Simple play design, Simon Kadowski. We're going to get another look at this here.
First down, Dukes.
Never mind, we're not going to get another look at it. But a simple play concept, Simon Kadowski, just a quick screen pass, and he's able to take it and just run. Big pickup for him and this Dukes offense.
Massel sends Duda in motion. It's a fake pitch. Now up the middle. Massel's got some room to run. Still moving his feet all the way down to the 15-yard line. 45 seconds now remain in the first half.
It's a great job by not only Massel, but also the offensive line. Hinsdale Central is giving them space open. We get another look at this. He's got that open space in the middle. The line creates a hole, and he's able to just run through it and pick up 10 yards and gets another first down.
Now 33 seconds left on the clock, and the Red Devils are going to want a timeout. They're going to talk things over, and with that, we are going to step aside. Do not go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
Elmer's Preparatory School of Early Learning, Jelly's Children's Boutique and Ice Cream Bar. Pie and Cake Couture, Nature's Apical Hydration. Phase 3 Elmhurst, Roberto's Restaurante. Sport Decal Incorporated, Spring Inn, Suburban Welding and Steel. Sutter Law Group, the Byford family, the Connors family, the Gahn family, the Campus family, the Catris Law Group, the Massel family, the Majuros family, the Flagger family, the Rainier family, Through the Woods Therapy and Wellness, Touching Hearts, Elmwood Irrigation, High and Mighty, ODP, Westbrook Consulting, and the Red Fern family.
So 33 seconds remain, and the Dukes got the ball on the Red Devils 14. Simon Kadowski, top left of the screen, one-on-one matchup. Duda to Massel's left. He's gonna send a man in motion. He's gonna take the snap, looking to his right. Now extending the play, getting out of the pocket, looking for a man. He's just gonna throw it out of bounds. And
yeah, it's definitely the smart thing to do on that last play. You know, he just has nothing there. Rather than take a sack or try and force a ball, a 50-50 ball up into double coverage, he just does the smart thing, throws it down the sideline.
Unfortunately, no yards gained, second down.
They'll just start back over at the 14 on second down. There was a little bit of confusion when they sent Birnbaum in motion, so I wonder if they'll try and send a man in motion again and really get a huge disruption.
As Massel takes the snap, looking to his left, it's a jump ball to the back of the end zone, and it's going to be dropped. Just a little too much on that throw, Connor.
Yeah, I think even if Quinlan Hughes comes down with it, I think it's too much for, I think it's too far out the end zone for him. Take another look. Yeah, I don't think he would have gotten a foot in, but great job by the two defensive backs in the Hinsdale Central secondary, able to break the pass up.
So now 19 seconds left, Connor. I think the only way the Dukes get some points on the board here is with a touchdown. Actually, if they get a close chip shot field goal, it's very possible, but definitely wanting to get a touchdown going into the half.
You got 2 timeouts, 19 seconds. Get a quick first down, get a first down here.
As Massel is going to hand this one off. That's a very gutsy play call, as Duda's going to keep going all the way down to the 3-yard line. And that's going to be a timeout as there's 10 seconds left. And what a run, Connor. Gutsy play call on a 3rd and long. Looking for points to go into the half, you run the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't want to take a risk by throwing it for an interception. We'll take another look at that. Duda able to stiff arm a man, and he just extends at the last second, knowing he needs to get down to the 4-yard line to pick up the first down. Really great job by Henry Duda on the rush, and smart by Coach Gelso. Actually going to spot him short. They're going to spot him on the 5-yard line, so it's 4th and 1.
Wow.
Decision time coming up for Coach Gelso.
I'm not sure I agree with that spot. Once again, it looked like maybe his leg didn't go down early enough for them to rule that, as he had the ball extended past the chains. In my opinion, I do not agree with that spot.
Go chip shot field goal with Brendan Kennedy. They've got 10 seconds. I wonder if they might try and run one more play.
And you know, they got one more timeout left, so I like this play call. Looks like they're going to try to pound it in with Jimmy Connors. I think that's the right move. You either get the touchdown or you get the first down, in my opinion. It's going to be hard to bring him down short of the sticks, Connor.
You have double tight end. You have Birnbaum and Stepanek both out there.
And they are going to bring Massel down short of the sticks. Noah McCurry there once again to stop him. They read that like a book. It looks like if they were to give it to Connors, he had everywhere to go, but they read this. I mean,
take another look. It's almost like they sent Connors too early. It looked more like he was a man in motion. Then that again, Massel almost just takes off, doesn't even go with the jet fake. The fake touch to Jimmy Connors, and that the Dukes will turn the ball over on downs. So they likely remain tied at half, and it will because they're just going to take a knee.
And Connor, we got ourselves a good one here, a closer matchup than a lot of people anticipated, as it's 7-7 at half. And if you're the Hinsdale Central Red Devils, you are very happy with how close you're playing a very talented York Dukes team. And it's just a little disappointing if you're a York Duke fan, you know, going into the half, not getting any points on the board, just turning the ball over. And Connor, what do the Dukes have to do to come back out and establish that momentum they had at the end of the first quarter?
Like I mentioned earlier, you know, they've had some big rushing plays, but I think that they're kind of trying to rely too heavily on the run. I think now is the time you're going to have to start dialing up some of your best passing plays to help you get some yardage, because they've been ready for the run. And this is the best line that they've faced. It's probably one of the biggest lines they've faced. And they were ready to play, to go toe for toe with this type of football. So they're really going to have to, I think this Dukes offense will have to change things up. If you're Hinsdale Central, yes, you're really only looking at one strong drive. It's just a touchdown drive. Other than that, the Dukes defense has been working you pretty good. So you're going to have to, you know, go up to the drawing board as well. What plays can you dial up to help Riley Contreras? What can you do to hopefully get that run game kick-started? So a lot to be discussed by both teams. And it's just a matter of who executes first as we enter, once the second half starts.
Thank you, Connor, for that breakdown. Don't go anywhere. York Sports Network presents this football game 7-7, 13 minutes till the end of the half, and we got a halftime performance coming up, so make sure to stay tuned in for that.
Duke fans, welcome to tonight's halftime performance. This season we are proud to present our 2024 show, British Invasion. We'll be featuring some of the most iconic songs from the 1960s through the 1980s that made their way across the Atlantic, including hits by Queen, the Zombies, Elton John, and the Beatles. We begin our performance tonight with a tribute to the legendary rock band Queen, including their hit songs We Will Rock You, Another One Bites the Dust, and the operatic anthem Bohemian Rhapsody. We hope you enjoy the electrifying Queen opener. Our drum majors for this season are Evie Morton, Elizabeth Pickens, and Lily Widmar, who will now perform their salute. tune is a smash hit made popular by the Zombies. This is She's Not There. Our next number will feature trumpet soloist Wade Klinger. This is Elton John's legendary ballad, Your Song. Please welcome to the field the outstanding York Palms and Cheer, led by head coaches Alyssa Ortiz and Emily Bowman. They will be performing to an arrangement of Crazy in Love by Beyonce. your feet, Duke fans, for your York High School fight song.
Football alumni from Guaranteed right here in Elmhurst. It's time to raffle off for that $250 Amazon gift card. All right, the winning ticket number is 418459. The winner is John Whitruck.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We have some second half action coming up here, but first I'm going to send it down to our sideline reporter Luca. Are you here with us?
Well, I'll be able to hear him too.
And Luca, you are on, so.
Yeah, hey Christian. So this is how no one would imagine a first half here would go. I mean, the score differential is, well, none right now. And, you know, me personally, I predicted a 2017 ball game, and there is no sign of this happening right now. You know, York was starting out a bit slow. I mean, you did have scoring opportunity there, and they did capitalize on that. And they did have a drive at the end of that second quarter, but they were not able to get there in time, turning over on downs with Hinsdale Central just kneeling the ball at the end. But I will, however, say that Hinsdale Central's Contreras, their quarterback Contreras, has been living up to everything we were talking about. He is absolutely electric right now. The offense is really showing out. York needs to be more careful, however. I mean, they're very heavy on penalties right now, and that's one of their defining factors on what is going wrong with the defense right now. And you know, one player we said to look out for was Eddie Sika. And he's absolutely been living up to that. The one-on-one defense has been great, but it's just been the penalties that York needs to stay away from. Besides that, Christian, this is going to be a great second half, a great homecoming game.
I'm sorry. All right, thank you, Luca, from the sideline. And with that, we're going to step aside for a quick 20-second break. Second half coming your way. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
Wow.
Oh, Diego hit it. Oh, Choi hit it. Oh, my.
Attention, Duke fans. It looks like we have a missing cell phone featuring what one can only assume to be a homecoming, perhaps a prom picture. The lady in the photo is wearing a...
All right, we are here for the start of the second half, and Connor, break down some of the stats we have here after a terrific first half, very competitive. Who stood out, Connor?
Well, like I mentioned, they're really... Hinsdale Central's had a really hard time with this rushing game. Henry Duda leading the way with 69 rushing yards. Jimmy Connors with 12 rushing yards, but he did have the touchdown. And Bruno Masso with 51 rushing yards. So your two lead rushers have combined for 110 yards. So just a really strong showing the first half in terms of the rushing game. In terms of passing, however, only 5 attempted passes. Bruno's 3 of 5 for 56 yards, so he's just getting the job done. That being said, 7-7 game. I said both teams need to make some changes offensively. And for the Dukes, I'm hoping they open up the passing plays a little bit more, and they get Massel throwing the ball just a little bit more. And for Hinsdale Central, I want to see maybe some designed runs from Riley Contreras, just a few, because right now the rushing game is just not working for them, and they need to step it up.
Thank you, Connor, for those stats. And we got a minute till kickoff in the second half, so we will have second half football coming here soon. 7-7, tight ball game here, and we're going to step aside for a short break. What a first half we had, Connor. And I'll tell you what, this has been a great football game, but one thing that hasn't changed is the wind. I am currently facing the other side so the mic doesn't, blow. Connor, let's just face the forest. No, I'm just kidding. We got the second half here. Some, more entertainment than we've had over the past. 7-7 squared ball game at half. We've seen a lot of blowouts for York this year. And, the 2-2, 500 Hinsdale Central Red Devils looking to not let York clinch playoff berth tonight, because with the win, the Dukes will clinch the playoffs. As they're going to send this one off, it's going to be a squibber, and that is going to go out of bounds. So an early flag and a great start. Dukes will catch a break here.
Yeah, starting at the 40 is always great, but especially in a game where, there have been some stalled offensive drives, something we haven't really seen so far this year with the Dukes offense. They're going to take everything they can get, and with the horrible wind conditions, you're going to take 40 yards when you can get it. So they'll start at the 40.
Absolutely.
Like I said, they should open up the passing playbook. I'm not saying air it out. That might be a little bit difficult, but I'd like to see a few more passing plays incorporated. Just short throws, mix it up, because towards the end of that second quarter, Hinsdale Central really catching on to what the Dukes were running.
Absolutely. Looking for some more passes. Massel's going to take the snap. He's looking down the field. He's going to fire at a Birnbaum, who's going to get a quick 5.
Pass caught by number 13, Jack Birnbaum.
I'm seeing a high number of targets this game, probably the most you see in just about a half of football, in one half a game. And I'll tell you why. The wind's really brutal. You saw there, Massel was looking to air it out deep. Nothing's there. With the way the wind is, someone's got to be wide open with a lot of separation. But Birnbaum's going to be your check down guy a lot of times. He'll block, and then he'll kind of go off into a short curl route. And that's how majority of his routes are ran.
Absolutely. Here's the handoff to Connors, treading his way all the way down.
Number 34, Jimmy
He's going to bring him up short to the first down, and that's going to bring him a 3rd and short. Connor, what do you think the Dukes are going to bring here on this 3rd down?
I think they're going to go right back to Jimmy Connors. He's still on the field for a reason. You're going to feed him the ball. He hasn't been getting a lot of carries, but in these 3rd and short situations, Coach Gelso and Coach Murphy love to get the ball in Jimmy Connors' hands, and for good reason. So hard to bring down, so good in 3rd and short situations.
Massel's going to take it, and it's going to be a handoff to Jimmy as Connors said it. He's still on his feet all the way down into Hinsdale Central territory. Jimmy Connors showing his explosiveness.
That's another great run, and you know, they only needed 1 yard, and they're bringing him out for short yardage gains, but Jimmy Connors has that ability to explode. He flips the field from the 43-yard line of York to the 43-yard line of Hinsdale Central, and now the Dukes in enemy territory.
Massel sends a man in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep. Duda working his way up the middle, now cutting it back. He's still on his feet, past the first down. That's going to bring him all the way down to the 32-yard line.
And that play works because you got both your backs out there. Duda actually lines up as a slot receiver, then they send him in motion from left to right. He gets when they decide to give it to him off the jet sweep, he cuts back up towards the left, and there's a lot of room for him to go, and he's able to pick up the first down. It's a 12-yard rush, and the Dukes with another one.
1st and 10, Connors to Massel's right. He's going to send Duda in motion. It's a handoff to Connors up the middle. He was going to get about 3 or 4 on the carry.
34, Jimmy Connors. Number 11, Andrew Cruson, number 29, Owen Sunderson. Second down for the Dukes, 7 yards to go.
So now 2nd and 7 on the Hinsdale Central 28. Dukes in enemy territory looking to put some points on the board as Massel's going to keep this one up the middle. Spins still on his feet, and he is going to be brought up short of the first down. So now a 3rd and very manageable. And you know, York hasn't been that strong in the red zone tonight, Connor, with their chances. So what do you think they're going to run here on this 3rd and short?
Well, I think they're probably just going to run it again. That's what's been working out for them. Really just haven't had that much of an opportunity. They squandered the one late at the 3-yard line, and the other one was the touchdown. So they're 1 for 2 in red zone opportunities so far. But I think they're going to dial it in here and just pound the ball, pick up the first down, and then maybe the playbook will open up a little bit more.
Right, and I think they will do that as Connors is up the middle, still on his feet. Still going, and here's the push from the offensive line. And there it is, Connor, just the way you drew it up. You and the offensive coordinator, you know, great minds think alike, that's what they say.
Yeah, well, it's been working, especially with Connors. He's been able to get those 3 yards, the amount of yardage needed consistently, and you say they're going to go bigger. I can't help but assume they're going to throw it again. They bring out Reef. They bring out Rosetnik. They've got double tight ends. I would imagine this one is heading towards Henry Duda. Just one receiver out. You've got Kadowski at the bottom of your screen. Actually sending Stepanik out wide, something you don't see a lot.
Massel's going to take the snap. It's a handoff to Duda. Up the middle, still on his feet. And he is going to
26,
be short of the first down, but a nice gain there on the run.
I actually like that kind of formation and that concept of a play. You're going to hand it off to Duda. He's going to go to the left side where Stepanik is, and he's actually blocking and cutting off the defensive back from being able to come in and make the tackle, which gives Duda more space on the left side, which in turn allows him to pick up 9 on the play.
Massel now hands it off to Duda. Duda is going to be brought back to the sticks.
Number 26, Henry Duda.
And a big 3rd down, Connor. Got to be wondering what they're going to run here. Very similar situation to what they had going into the first half.
They're bringing out Jimmy Connors. I'm just going to go back to that 3rd and short almost every time. Expect the ball to be in Jimmy Connors' hands.
Still yet to see Massel attempt a pass since the first quarter, Connor. Actually, no, he had to check down to Birnbaum to open the half, so that's just not true, but certainly not a lot of passing going on. Old school football, just trying to pound the ball down the defense throats.
I mean, definitely not. He's just 4 of 6 so far.
As Connor's fighting his way, still on his feet, and he's going to be brought up short of the end zone, and that's going to get a first down. Look at Connors moving his feet. Massel's trying to go no huddle. He wants this ball in the end zone right now, Connor.
We're going to go back to Jimmy Connors right here. No reason to take the ball away from number 34.
And they will. Jimmy, he's going to run right into the end zone. Massel and the Dukes are fired up. York going with that old school pound it down your throat football, and Jimmy Connors is just what describes that. Touchdown, 13-7, extra point coming your way.
Yeah, you do a great job. You know, that's just a slow drive. They didn't rely on the big play. There was no big play to bail them out. It was just run the ball, pass short when needed, couple of big third down conversions, and now you've got a 13-7 lead, and if Kennedy drills the extra point, it'll be 14-7.
Point after kick is
and the point after kick is good, Connor. With that, York is up 14-7, asserting their dominance, taking plenty of time off the clock, taking 5 minutes and 11 seconds. One heck of a drive they just put together. And with that, we are going to step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
Kicking off for the Dukes, number 30, automatic Jack O'Connor.
Jack O'Connor here to kick this one back to the Red Devils. Sent there to return this is Skakna. And the Red Devils will get the ball back after not being on the field on offense for quite a bit, as Skakna's going to let this one go out of the end zone. And Riley Contreras and company come on the field looking to make a statement, Connor, showing that they can hang with the best in the York Dukes.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what type of offensive changes Hinsdale Central makes. I really am looking for them, you know, to stay with that simple approach that we saw in the touchdown drive and the passing plays, but maybe on the rushing plays, maybe get a little bit more complicated, send a couple guys in motion, mix up who takes the ball. Maybe have Riley Contreras on a couple of design runs or read options. I would just like to see them switch up the running game. As for the passing game, stay with that same protected formation I talked about before, double tight ends with the back.
As Contreras hands this one off, Kane is going to get a nice gain of 7 yards on the carry, bringing up a 2nd and 2. Great run to start off this drive, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to have to do if they want to keep it going, because let's face it, the wind's really impacting, and a lot of these coordinators are going to want to call their plays a little bit more conservatively. They're not going to want to go for the deep shot, and I don't even know if you can, especially with the way the wind is blowing.
So here's the handoff to Kane once again. He's going to get the first down, still treading, almost into Duke's territory.
Number 4, Finucane runs.
He had a hold to go into Duke's territory, I should say.
Number 23, Jack.
Great job by the offensive lineman, number 77 of the Red Devils. Ryan McGarry just, you know, pushing him for this extra 2 to 3 yards. Those make a bigger impact than what most people would think.
And back-to-back, like you said, nice runs from Finucane, able to pick up the first down. We'll see if this can sustain, because that's kind of what we've seen in the beginning.
And here's a keeper from Contreras, and he is going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Number 1, Riley Contreras with the quarterback keeper.
He pushes his way up for 1 or 2 yards after.
Joe Reed.
I would have liked them to actually go to Skakna, who was running the jet sweep. I mean, it didn't really seem like anyone was going to be over there. He would have at least gotten more yards than Contreras did. I think he was good for at least 5 to 6. But I do like that Hinsdale Central is switching up what they're running, especially in the rushing attack, switching up who's getting all the carries.
As Contreras takes the snap, it's a handoff to Kane. And he is going to be met by Grazzini and Kahn and friends.
Finucane on the run for the Red Devils.
And he's not going to get much on the carry there, as that's going to bring up a third and a decision for the offensive coordinator of the Red Devils. Will they throw or will they stick with the run, Connor?
Down.
Third and medium.
Let's get
It'll be really interesting to see. I know a lot of coaches treat these types of spots as 4-down territory. If Hinsdale Central considers this 4-down territory, I would highly recommend that they go run to get some yards, and then you could go pass. That being said, if they're on the fence, then I would highly expect them to pass. Contreras with twins to his right.
Contreras is going to hand this one off to Gabe, but he's brought down by Jimmy Connors right away. The captain making a statement, read it like a book, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and long, and it looks like the punt team is coming on for the Red Devils.
So they took the conservative route and they went for the rush. Jimmy Connors breaks through immediately, and that's his impact. Huge tackle for loss, because not only does that put going for it out of the question, now they're going to punt it away. They didn't get any yards, so if they were probably on the fence about it. Potential 4-down territory. Huge TFL from the Dukes defense.
And the Red Devils defense or offense was not able to move the chains there. Great statement by the Dukes offense, as this punt is going to roll down all the way down to the 13-yard line.
long punt by number 16, Micah.
And you know, it looks like Hinsdale Central had something going, some nice runs, but what a stand by the Dukes defense. And now they have the ball with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Probably going to go with another one of those slow and methodical drives, a lot of runs. And do you think we're going to see some passing here, Connor?
You know, I don't really think we're going to see passing now. They have the lead. I don't see any reason. Maybe if it seems like Hinsdale Central is starting to slow the run down quite a bit, but I think now they're just going to try and take time off the clock. In all honesty, the first half went pretty quickly because it was just run. Both teams just running the ball. And
as Massel's up the middle, still on his feet, now breaks a tackle. He's got nothing but green grass ahead of him. Bruno Massel at the 20, the 15, the 10. He's got a touchdown. What an explosive play. They got holding on the Dukes, though. This is going to come back.
Back-to-back weeks where Bruno Massel gets an explosive run, rushing touchdown taken away. I mean, he just sideline to sideline, he cuts over, gets the right side, and he runs it 86 yards to the end zone, and that's a slow walk all the way back to the other side. Last week he got a 66-yard rushing touchdown taken away. This week,
a little longer.
This week, an 86-yard rushing touchdown.
Talk about a great read from Massel on that read option, Connor. It was either a handoff or a keeper for himself. He reads the defense, and there was a legal hold, so it's going to come back, but certainly momentum carrying over to the Dukes, I'd say.
Yeah, he had the seam up the middle. He took full advantage of it and just took off. Unfortunately, the offensive line cannot play clean football. And that goes back to what I mentioned before. This line really needed to step it up, because this is going to be the toughest task, most demanding task physically for them.
Yeah, that's going to move the ball all the way back to the
first down for the Dukes.
It's going to be spotted at the 7.
Yeah, so certainly a lot harder now. Now 1st and 17 on the 7. Definitely going to see a run here, most likely, as Massel is going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off. Here goes Duda on his feet still, and he is going to get, the ball was loose after, but I believe his knee was down first, so
yeah,
he will go
down. They're signaling that his knee was down. It's the right call. Got brought down, then the ball just kind of popped out. So 2nd and 17. If Hinsdale Central can stop him here, force a punt, you'll have some great field position. And that would be your opportunity to tie it up, but it all starts with the defense.
As Massel hands it off, the ball was loose. However, he fell on top of it, and now a 3rd and long. Miscommunication there, Connor. That might really kill them on this drive.
Very fortunate that he was right there to be able to fall on it. But now that really hampers their drive. 3rd and 15, my apologies. They're on their 9-yard line. I don't think they're gonna try anything here. I think they're just gonna run it, try and get yards, and then punt the ball away.
That would be ideal, Connor, but they show a throw here, and it's gonna be dropped by Hughes. It's not the best throw, very low. And Brennan Kennedy and the punt team will come onto the field.
That's the second time they've gone for the basic concept, the curl route. Intended target there was Jack Birnbaum. He just couldn't hold on to the football. But now, unfortunately, you get no yards. So Brennan Kennedy will be punting out of his end zone. But now if you're the Hinsdale Central offense, you gotta be getting ready. You gotta be ready to go.
I mean, they're going to probably get some outstanding field position with the wind blowing in Kennedy's face on top of this. So
Skakna's at the 42-yard line, so he's not expecting this one to go very far.
Potentially a line drive punt, and that's what he goes with, as this one's just going to only roll. It's still actually got a nice rollout for a line drive, and, you know, not horrible. Right. Down to the 48.
A spot at the 42-yard line.
42, excuse me.
Right where Skakna thought the ball was going to end up, and he's really happy with that, and I don't blame him. That's great field position for this Red Devil offense. That being said, now you look to Riley Contreras, and this is what I was talking about. Can he come through in the big drives? This is a big drive. Down 7, great field position. 3rd quarter winding down. You're getting closer and closer to the end of this game. Only a minute 47 left this quarter. Then we head to the final 4th of this game. Will he be able to step up and tie it up? And I think
big opportunity.
Big opportunity. It's one of those things where you call a game-defining drive.
Absolutely. As Contreras looking to throw, he fires, and it's almost picked off. Sika with some great defense, and I think they're going to get Eddie Sika for unnecessary roughness. He threw his defender down to the receiver down to the ground after the play, just totally unnecessary, and that most likely will be the call.
That should be the call. Slow to get up is the intended target too. I mean, that's just not needed. The pass was broken. The pass was broken up.
Oh
no!
Illegal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield. I was gonna say it. Sika was looking over at the sideline too. He thought the penalty was on him. I was gonna say I could see it either way, but this will actually move Hinsdale Central back.
5-yard penalty.
Another ref talking over to Sika. He said, hey, watch out, you almost got that call again.
47-yard
almost his 3rd penalty of the game, but Sika, a very aggressive defender, plays with a lot of heart and passion for the game.
Just sticks his hand out, he extends that right arm from behind, able to just kind of tap it out. That's just great textbook defense by Eddie Sika. Now Central backed up to the York 48-yard line, 1st and 15. So they'll get a second chance on 1st down, but they're 5 yards further.
Contreras sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, it's a handoff. No, it's not, he tricked me, it's a deep ball down the field. Toss is gonna be short. The wind, it looked like that ball was heading perfectly into the receiver's arms. The wind pushed it to the left and almost into the Duke corner's arm. I mean, Drew Richardson, but he wasn't able to pick it off. It just fell a lot shorter than what we thought the ball was going to go. As we got replay, Connor, take a look at it.
Take another look at it. He just airs it out downfield, and it just kind of cuts back over, going left, kind of where the wind is taking it. But great job. Drew Richardson almost picks it off.
You know, Connor, I'm not sure I agree with that play call, throwing it into the wind as much as hard as it is. And we've seen how successful Contreras has been with those quick slants, those little darts he's been zipping in. Not sure that was the call.
That's what I was hoping to see more of this half. Didn't see him a lot when they tried airing it out.
As this is going to be a handoff to Kane, and he is going to be brought down
Number 4,
behind the sticks, and this is going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Stopped abruptly.
By going for the deep ball on 1st down, now you hurt yourself because you run it on 2nd down. You only pick up a couple of yards. Now you have 3rd and long. You're almost forced to throw it a little bit deeper than maybe you're comfortable with. That's why I was such a big supporter of those quick slants and curls on 1st down for Hinsdale Central. I thought that would do them wonders in terms of moving the ball.
And you know, it was doing them wonders. That's the one possession they got that touchdown, Connor. Absolutely. As here is the snap. Contreras is going to take it. Looking to the right side of the field. Dukes bring pressure. Are they going to get him? Contreras extending the play, getting out to the right side. Can he get the first? He will. Riley Contreras, proving why he is one of the better quarterbacks in this conference. Those legs are dangerous as he sucks all the life out of this crowd here at Clarence D. East Field.
That's some crazy elusiveness right there. Take another look at it. He cuts to the right, he evades Jimmy Connors, and he's able to extend it, gets so close to the first down. And this Central offense gonna go for it on 4th down, and I love the decision. Going to be 4th and 2.
Says get louder.
And they need to dial up their best play right now. I want a read pass option with a couple of slants and a curl. That's what I'm looking for here.
We'll see if you get it, Connor. It's a keeper up the right sideline. Can Contreras get it? It's going to be close. The spot will determine it all, Connor. I'm not sure. Joe Reef likes it.
Dukes think they forced the turnover.
And they are going to mark them short. The York Dukes make a big stand. And the offense will get the ball back. Talk about defense stepping up. You got it all there on one drive, Connor.
First down.
Did a great job. You send them in motion. That's Skokna. They go design run to Contreras up the middle. He gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, only able to get a yard before he's met and thrown down. Great job by this defense, shutting them down.
Absolutely, and now Massel and company looking to make a statement, extending this lead even more instead of just one possession, potentially a 2-possession game after this drive as Massel hands it off. Duda trying to work his way up the middle, and they're going to have another flag on the play, holding against the Dukes once again, and that's going to move them back.
I think penalties are really hurting them. Penalties took away a touchdown that would have made it 2 scores, and now another penalty is sending them back. It's going to be holding, so that's going to move them back 10 yards. And now, you never want to start that far back. You never want to be in a 1st and 20 situation. That makes it so much harder, especially when you're trying to score. And I think if they score again with the way both teams have been playing, I think if they score, they've got a real good chance for that to be the put-away drive.
And that's going to bring about.
Absolutely, Connor. And with that, 14-7, third quarter comes to an end. We got a very close football game here in Elmhurst, and make sure not to go anywhere, and make sure to tune in for this last quarter. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
Somebody tried to call. I didn't answer, but got a Carson Quinn. You know, it might be a poodle theme. It might not be snow leopard. It's distinct. So it's got a picture of maybe a homecoming or prom picture. It's very happy. If we had the technology, we'd put it on the big screen, but we don't possess that ability.
Well, everyone, and welcome back to the last quarter of action, where the York Dukes, who are playing some great football this season, find themselves only up 1 score against the Hinsdale Central Red Devils. Massel looking to extend the play. He fires up the middle, and it's a great catch.
Pass gone
once
by
again,
number 87.
or actually Hunter Stepanek gets his first reception of the game. Nice little catch, and look at Massel, Connor, slinging this dart.
That's a Stepanek, just such a tall target. He's able to jump up, come down with it. And I think he's probably the one option on this team, the one guy you can target. It doesn't have to be your best throw. It honestly should be a little bit higher because he has that size advantage, so he can jump up and come down with it, which just makes him such a much better asset.
Massel takes the snap. It's a handoff. Duda up the right sideline, and he is going to be brought down way short. Now 3rd down. And another one of those downs, kind of, we're saying this can change the game. This is the difference between winning and losing this game if you're York. What are you calling here?
I'm dialing it in. 3rd and 7. You're gonna need to pass. I like potentially sending a guy like Quinlan Hughes in motion. They bring out Stepnick. I think you're going to see Alexander maybe run a post, and then the first read will be Kadowski. He'll be running a slant route just far enough to get him a first down.
Massel takes the snap, looks to his left, surveys the field, extending the play, using his legs, still going. Will he get the first? I believe he does.
Number 1, Bruno Massel on the run for the Dukes.
Well, we can only see if the spot, and they are going to move the chains. Bruno Massel, the senior, stepping up when they need him the most.
He's back in the pocket, pocket collapses, rolls out to his right, and he sees an opening, and he just takes it, runs to the sideline, picks up the first down. Nothing was there. He was originally looking to the left. He had trip receivers there. Never really looked at Kadowski. He looked at his 3 men on the left, had nothing there, took off, found the opening, and ran it for the first down.
And with that, we are going to step aside for a quick injury timeout. Injured Red Devil on the field. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter coming up. Massel in the shotgun, Connors to his right. Bottom of your screen, you got Kadowski with a one-on-one situation. Will we see a throw? It's gonna be a handoff. Connors up the middle. Oh, and he's gonna get the first down, still on his feet, exploding, running guys over.
Jimmy Connors.
Absolute hard out of the running back.
That's what makes Connors so lethal. We'll take another, we'll not take another look at it, but that's what makes him such a lethal back. And this is what makes the York backfield the best in the West Suburban Silver. Jimmy Connors, so hard to bring down. You think it's only going to be a 4-yard rush. That was 4 yards, turning to 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. Such a hard player to bring down, and that has gotten him so many first downs, and you've seen it tonight.
Absolutely, Connor, as Massel's going to keep it this time himself, working his way up the middle. I believe he's going to get back to the sticks, maybe a gain of 1. Now 14-7, 9 minutes and 40 seconds remain.
Gain of a yard on the play, second down.
And obviously, Jimmy Connors will never get the most, probably almost never have the most rushing yards, and he will certainly never have the most carries. But I will argue that he has the most impactful rushes because of his volume on third down and then short distances when you're trying to punch it in for a score. Just so good at what they ask him to do.
Birnbaum in motion. Massel takes the snap. It's a handoff to Jimmy Connors, who is going to work his way up for about a gain of 6 or 7, and this is going to bring up a 3rd and short.
He was stopped by almost all of
back
the
there.
Red
You have
brings up a
like
3rd down for the Dukes.
Jackson Reddick and Jack Ward working on that right side, giving Jimmy Connors a little bit more of a hole, and he's able to use what his line gives him. That's what he does so well. He's able to read where the linemen are making the seams for him, and he takes full advantage of it. You see there, he picks up a nice 4-yard rush. That'll bring up 3rd and medium. I'm expecting a pass here.
Massel sends Connors in motion. It's a fake. The keeper up the middle. He's got it. He's going to get the first down, plus a little more. Great play call, Connors. He sent him in motion, and I think we got this one on replay. Connor, break this one down for us.
You see, they send Connors in motion. They have Massel look immediately to him, but it's a QB draw all along. Hinsdale Central completely fooled as they're expecting the pass. Massel picks up the first down, beautifully drawn up by Mike Murphy, and beautifully executed by the offense.
Shout out to our replay crew tonight, John Finucane, Shepard, Plamann, absolutely dialed in. Dialing up a ton of replays too. Been terrific all night, just like the Dukes defense. Bruno Massel takes the snap. It's a keeper up the middle once again and shows his explosiveness, and is gonna make this a 2nd and short.
And Bruno's really dialing it in this drive. A lot of QB rushes, you know, a lot of him, even on the passing plays, escaping out the pocket, picking up some extra yards. And on top of that, the design runs too. I mean, that is something we saw a lot of last year, even with Bruno Massel as the backup quarterback. We're seeing it more this year. The design runs for him are beautifully drawn, like the one from 2 plays ago. They work out really well for this offense. The Dukes knocking on the door for Hinsdale Central at their 13-yard line.
Massel is going to take the snap. It's a handoff to Duda, who's going to work his way up the middle. Now turns it back up. Almost gets into the end zone. He's going to be marked down short. What a move by Duda.
Great job by Henry Duda. Take another look at this one. They'll hand it off. If Duda to the right, he goes to the right side, finds the hole, cuts it back up to the left, and then goes straight in the middle, barreling through, gets brought down at the 3-yard line for a 1st and goal Dukes, and now they are extremely close. And who do you know, number 34, Jimmy Connor's out there, and I'm expecting them to punch it in with him on 1st and goal. Brought out Stepanek and Birnbaum for extra blocking. Expect for Connors to go to the right side first.
Connors is going to take this one up the left sideline, still on his feet, and he lost the ball. Great job. Heads up play by Connors after losing it to get back on top of it. Boy, that could have changed this game, Connor.
Central was ready for that one. They bring Birnbaum in, having cut him to the left. Connors trying to also, now Connors is hoping for the hole on the left side. It's not there. The ball actually pops out, and he's got to go backwards and fall on it. That's going to be a loss of 5 yards. Great job by Jimmy Connors falling on it and just protecting the football. Most important thing.
Absolutely, that could have turned this game
Would have
right
been a
around.
gut-wrenching turnover if that happened.
Very well said, Connor. Bruno Massel under center. He takes this one up the right side, and he's going to be brought down for a gain of nothing. So 3rd down in one of the biggest plays of this ball game to this point. Clock already down to 5 minutes and 25 seconds.
You're going to run here. There's no reason to throw it. You're going to run it. If you get in the end zone, great. If not, you send Brendan Kennedy out there to go kick a field goal. So you want to make this a 2-possession game by any means necessary. So I can't see a world where they have a passing play here.
Massel, Connors to his right. Sends Birnbaum in motion. And now a flag, or is this a false start?
And Central thinks it is, and it is going to be a false start.
That's a false start on the Dukes.
Let's take a look at this replay, Connor.
Oh, yep, they just got Jack Ward there. He just jumped, and he knew it right away, too. Double tight end, 2 receivers out there for Massel, so we could see a pass here, 3rd and 13. I still would, and this is just me being conservative, but I still like the idea of running the ball, picking up some yards, and having a chip shot field goal.
Massel hands it off to Connors, and he is trotting, is still on his feet. Jimmy Connors breaks loose, absolutely insane, breaks out of a swirl of defenders and gets into the end zone. Are you kidding me, Jimmy Connors?
Another look at this one. They hand it off to Connors. He tries cutting back up the middle. He's got a man dragging his like spins out of the tackle and runs into the end zone. And this could have just put the game away. What a run by Jimmy Connors. We now have a 20-7 ball game. I can't believe what I just witnessed.
Connor, if that's not heart, I don't know what is. Jimmy Connors, watch this replay. His leg is nearly down, being dragged. He keeps his feet going, gets into the end zone. That is a senior leader right there, stepping up when you need him the most. Dukes now lead 21-7, 4 minutes and 20 seconds remain. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network.
set to kick off for the Dukes, number 30.
Automatic Jack O'Connor.
21-7, 4 minutes and 20 seconds remain. The momentum has completely shifted over to York as they have just been pounding the ball down the Red Devils' throat, absolutely just asserting their dominance, Connor, and I just do not see a way with this win, especially that Hinsdale Central, I'm not saying it's impossible, nothing is impossible, but it's going to be very challenging for them to come back and give themselves a chance in this ball game.
I think that last touchdown run from Jimmy Connor sums up what the rushing game has been doing to this defense. Right when you think you have them, they break off for a couple extra yards, and that's just what they'll do to you over time. And that's exactly why the score is 21-7 in favor of the Dukes. And Hinsdale Central, they have time, but they're really gonna have to dial it in here, Christian. I'm expecting mostly passes. It's a little bit harder now, but I'm adamant about the short routes, the short slant routes. Get out of bounds. You want the clock to stop. Contreras has the ability to extend plays on his legs, so maybe you have a guy run maybe a streak route or a post corner route, get to the sideline, because you want your receivers to get out of bounds right as they catch the ball. There's still time.
Look at this. Old school.
That's what happens. The wind.
You don't see this all the time, Connor.
Only when it's windy.
That's a beautiful little kick out to the right sideline as this one's going to be returned by the Red Devils all the way up into Duke's territory. Still going on his feet. That's number 22 of the Red Devils. Dominic Tressler made something out of what it looked to be nothing. Found a hole, and you know, that's a big play, Connor. Now the Red Devils find themselves in great field position.
And that's Hinsdale Central taking advantage of the weather conditions. Normally, especially in a 21-7 game with the way the defense has been playing, you're telling Jack O'Connor to boot it straight in the end zone. Problem is, with the wind blowing to the left, the chances of him kicking it out of bounds and starting them at the 40 is really high.
Contreras looking deep. He dials a ball deep out to his receiver. He's got him. That's going to be Skalkna, and he's going to be brought down right away.
That's a nice play design. You've got, we'll take another look at this one.
Thanks.
Time in the pocket, steps up, fires, and he's got his man at Skalkna, and he's at the 30. So a great throw from Contreras, and that's what I want. That's what I was hoping to see this entire time. Just these simple routes.
Contreras looking deep once again, under pressure, extending the play, fires deep to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Skalkna. Contreras and the Red Devils with a two-play drive, and they find themselves down one score with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
Get another look at this. Skalkna off camera, he's calling for the ball. Contreras, that's a hard throw to make. Off balance, cross the body throw. Skalkna does a great job. He's too far back. He gets in front of the defender, able to catch it. Two-play touchdown drive, 2 receptions to Skalkna. That's exactly what Hinsdale Central needed. And just like that, they're right back in it.
Unbelievable turn of events. We have not seen much throwing going on at all. As this one's going to be tipped, and it's picked up, but they're going to whistle it dead. Sika was looking for 2 points on that, and that actually makes this game even better for the Dukes, making up for that play. I mean,
Eddie Sika, and that could be huge if Hinsdale Central is able to get the ball back. They'll need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie the game. So that can come up big later in the game if needed. Eddie Sika with a huge block on the extra point.
And yeah, Connor, the big question is now, can York come out on the field, assert their dominance, and go home with a win? Maybe not the most prettiest win in the world, not the most flashy like we've seen all this season, but just a win, getting it done in conference play. And then, like I mentioned earlier, clinching playoff berth.
Clinching playoff berth will be nice. This is where they have to dial it back. Think about, what is a York offense supposed to look like? And that's running the ball, draining the clock. And they've done a good job so far, especially when they're ahead, of draining the offense out. That being said, this is the best defense that they've seen, and it's shown as it's only a 21-13 game. So they're really going to need to dial it in and hopefully run the clock out to the end of the game.
Devils to kick this one back. And the ball falls off. And looks like they're gonna have to have someone hold it. So same thing both ways, old school.
Wind is just so hard to deal with.
This one's gonna be booted all the way back in, way out of the end zone, and Bruno Massel and company look to come out here and put this ball game to an end. If they pick up a few first downs, they could possibly drain the clock out and go home with the win on homecoming night. Would be huge with what they've had to deal with, all the controversy in this game. Massel takes the snap. It's a keeper. Working his way up the left sideline, still on his feet. And he is going to be brought down at the 25, and a timeout will be spent here by
Number 1, Bruno Massel.
Hinsdale.
Tackled by number
Oh, actually,
10,
it looks like
Braden Howe.
maybe York?
Timeout call.
No,
by
Hinsdale
Hinsdale Central, sorry.
Hinsdale Central called the timeout. I was honestly looking for.
That the cell phone has been found.
I was honestly
There
looking
was some confusion.
for a face mask there.
It was not a prom picture, it was at a wedding, and that's a totally different thing.
Lost phone was found here at Clarence D. Eastfield. Always nice when people get their things returned to them.
Yeah, crowd went wild. Must have been a big issue.
Losing your phone is never fun. We ask you at home, who's got the craziest story of losing your phone? We want to hear it. Tag us on our Twitter, York_network.
So now, 2nd and 5. Big question is, can York pick up some first downs, drain the clock, and go home with a win? Only way to find out is if you stay tuned here, as Massel's gonna hand this one off. And Duda will be brought down at the line of scrimmage, so another big 3rd down. And York still is yet to go to the throw since that first play of the 2nd half, which is that little check down to Jack Birnbaum.
They're really not gonna try and throw the ball in this situation. I mean, 3rd and 5. Even now, it would probably normally, if this was a tie game, this would be a passing situation. I just can't see them throwing the ball. They've got to stay true to themselves. What has won them the first 4 football games? They get the lead, they use the big play in the passing game, they rely on the run game, they get the big lead, or any sort of lead, they run the ball out. And that's exactly what they're going to do here. Oh, they got him to jump, so they get it.
Wow.
I don't know if he went over.
Offside on the Red Devils, and that's a huge, believe it or not, that's going to get the first down and move the chains.
Job done. It didn't look like he jumped over the line of scrimmage. It just, because I've seen people jump, but not far enough to get flagged. That one was close. Nonetheless, he gets penalized for the offsides, and that gives the Dukes a fresh set of downs. Now the clock continuing to run.
So Dukes, 1st and 10 on the 30.
Dukes just need one more first down, then they'll be victors of this game as well and stay undefeated.
They are just going to take every single second off this clock that they possibly can. As Massel is going to hand this one off to Jimmy Connor, who's taken down way behind the line of scrimmage.
On the run for the Dukes.
It's going to be a big loss. Not really sure if they care. I think they might just run the clock down. No, there is going to be a timeout called by Hinsdale Central. So they're going to need some yards here.
Yeah, so Central still has one timeout left after this one, so certainly not over yet. But I do think a first down wins this game, Connor, as you said.
without a doubt. I mean, that 3rd and 5 offsides penalty is really just coming back to haunt them right now, especially if the Dukes are able to pick up a first down. Central with one more timeout, so we'll get the second down play, but they won't get the 3rd down play. So if they're able to get a stop and get the ball back, they'll have about 45 seconds to get into the end zone.
Second and 13. Big decision here for the York Dukes. Bruno Massel takes the snap. It's a handoff. Jimmy Connors trying to get some space, but he's just going to be taken down right away
On the run for the Dukes.
by the Red Devils, and another timeout spent here. So a minute 59 seconds left. 3rd and 13. In the biggest play of the game. Clock stops.
Just take another look at that, just a short run. Good job by the Hinsdale Central defense, able to meet Connors right there at the 25-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd and 15. They will burn their last timeout.
And just one last congratulations to Diego
So they'll have
Choi
about
for his
a minute.
successful pick, courtesy of
Some breaking news from the NBA. I mean, this is kind of crazy. Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks.
owned by a proud York alum.
I know we're not announcing basketball, but that is something I'd certainly, and as a sports fan myself, and I'm sure a lot of you guys listening are big sports fans, that's just crazy. He's been with the Timberwolves for the majority of his career. It's going to be interesting to see what the Knicks can do and for potential playoff push. As let's get back to this game as Bruno Massel and the Dukes have a 3rd and 15 with the game on the line. Massel's going to keep it up the middle, looking to make a burst, and he's just going to be stopped.
So about a minute and 10 seconds left for the Hinsdale Central offense. And you just talked about playoff push, Christian. This is the Dukes' push for the playoffs. A lot of doubt about what this team would look like, and I will confidently say right now they have exceeded all expectations heading into this season. A lot of people viewed them as a 3-loss team, and there were even some people out there that said they weren't sure if this was a playoff caliber 8A football team. That being said, they've exceeded expectations throughout the first 4 games, and they're looking to continue that, stay undefeated, move to 5-0 as they hit the heart of their schedule, I might add. Next week, they host Downers Grove North in the most highly anticipated game of the year. Downers Grove North, the number 4 ranked team in the state. They're led by their 3-star quarterback, Owen Lansu. The week after, the Dukes travel to Glenbard West for a Saturday afternoon kickoff game in Glen Ellen. Also, another really tough game. Glenbard West doesn't have the best record, but they played some good teams, and they're still a solid program. And they're always looking to win on rivalry week. The week after, LT comes to town. And the highly anticipated 3-game stretch for the Dukes, considered probably the hardest 3 games in a row in the West Suburban Silver for any team, playing DGN, GBW, and LT back to back to back. So that will be the biggest test for this team. But starting off 5-0, looking really good. And this Hinsdale Central team, let's not forget, they played a great game against LT in their rivalry game back in week 2. So this is a team, despite that they're 2-2, only being 500, they are able to hang with some really good high school football teams. And you saw it again. And they've got a chance to tie the game up.
Would not be surprised, Connor, if they make some big plays. I mean, with that last drive, it was 2 plays, and with the win we have tonight, it's actually on their side. That's a great bounce, and what a kick from Kennedy, as Skokna's going to be brought down all the way down to 15, and the Duke special teams makes a special play.
That's great job by the special teams. You know, they bounced and he kept going, and he had to go backwards, and then he gets lit up and brought down at the 14-yard line. Incredible job. Great roll off Brendan Kennedy's punt. It was just misplayed by Skokna. He didn't charge in and catch the punt cleanly, so he let it bounce, then realized, oh yeah, I've got to go. Turns around, runs behind, scoops it up, and gets blasted
With the game on the live, can Riley Contreras and the Devils come down the field and get some points? He fires and it's caught. Skokna gets the first down, 15-yard gain. Great first play of this drive. Now 52 seconds remain.
It's a great job. They're able to get him out of bounds. They're going to need to do that. This offense has to be in hurry-up mode. This is the time where you dial up your best 3, 4, or 5 plays and you say, go, roll with it.
Contreras drops back, looking to throw. Launches deep down the field, and this throw is going to be a little too long. Incomplete.
Number 22, Dominic Tressler.
Tressler just ran into a bit of traffic.
Flag on the field. It's a holding on Hinsdale.
Holding on Hinsdale Central. So we'll repeat the first down.
And the wind seeming not to be a huge factor right now, Connor. I mean, Contreras, it's a huge factor, but the wind is on their side, so that ball just kept going. So it's kind of interesting because Contreras is used to having to put extra juice on the ball when you're going down the left side, but now he's having to put less on the ball because he's got the wind with you. I mean, very tricky. It definitely would get in my head if I was the quarterback. As Contreras takes the snap, looking deep, now getting out of the pocket, escaping, fires down the field, a prayer, and it's caught. No, it's dropped. It was broken free. Great defense by the Duke secondary. We got a Duke down.
Gonna look at this a second time. Contreras, pocket, good throw on the run. This is what I highlighted before the game, but it was just in coverage. You have Eddie Sika and Jimmy Connors there. Jimmy Connors getting looked at on the sideline.
Jimmy Connors is down in a lot of pain. 37 seconds remain, 21-13, Duke's lead. Stay tuned, big fourth quarter coming up here. Welcome back from the injury timeout. Fantastic sight to see as Jimmy Connors gets up. Seems to be okay. He is the heart and soul of this team, Connor. You know, he's made some of the biggest plays of his career tonight. As Contreras takes the snap, looking deep. He's gonna fire up the middle, caught. And he is going to move. No, he's not. He is going to get back to the sticks where they started the drive. We got this on replay.
Got an extra 5 yards. We're gonna look. That's just a simple design play. Nice pass.
And back to the game as Contreras. There's a flag. That fly. I believe they got holding, and he's just gonna check it down. And they are going to get all the way up to the 50. Contreras calling for the spike, but the refs want to discuss. They got 3 flags on the field now.
Thrown at different times. This could be. We'll see what this is.
Whole lot of drama. I'm assuming we got a holding. Maybe a false start.
No, I wouldn't be surprised with false start. Maybe a holding after. Looks like they're both going to be on Hinsdale Central. Judging by that reaction from Coach Gelso on the sideline, they're both going to be on Hinsdale Central. And they are. So that will move them back even more.
The Duke student section clearing all the way down, looking like could be a potential field rush here. I don't know. You know, beating a 2-2 team always great, but you know, it is homecoming, so I don't blame them, Connor. I mean, what a
just want to get a closer view to the action. That's going to send them back a mile. So now 3rd and long. Got to dial up their best play. 8 seconds. 8 seconds left.
It's going to be an absolute prayer, Connor, as Contreras getting pressured. Here comes Joe Reeve. And Contreras somehow escapes more defenders, extends the play. Still, he's going to have to launch, and he will. It's an absolute prayer, and it's picked off by the York Dukes. That's going to bring this game to a close. The York Dukes will come out victorious. Great job by the Dukes to put on pressure. And of course, the guy with the interception is Jimmy Connors.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Great job by Riley Contreras. Stays out of the pocket, avoids 2 big hits for a sack, then airs it out deep.
Don't forget, you can get a free pulled pork sandwich
and an exclamation point
tomorrow
as it's picked off.
Happy homecoming.
And of course, the player of the game, Jimmy Connors, 2 touchdowns, an interception. He's done it all, Connor.
5 p.m. for softball.
Absolutely, and this was just such a great team win. You know, this is the toughest team the Dukes have faced all year. This was going to be a test. We knew that from the start.
And 11 a.m.
But the
here
Dukes
at the stadium.
pulled through,
prevailed,
prevailed, and were able to come through. And they moved to 5-0 and clinch a spot in the 8A playoffs. But they're not done. They face off against Downers Grove North next weekend, live from Elmhurst.
Yeah, and that has wrapped up a fantastic stream. Shout out to the crew tonight: John Finucane, Zach Silkaitis, Shepard Plamann, Johnny Scalzini, Jack Borchers, Brennan Blanchett, Gabe Arriaga, Ryan Brownlee, Luca DeSanto, and many more. Wishing you the best tonight. Thank you for all tuned in to York Sports Network tonight. The Dukes come out victorious, 21-13, exclamation point, homecoming win. And thank you for all who tuned in tonight. You are watching York Sports Network alongside me, Connor Choi. I've been Christian McQuade signing off tonight.